This is my impression of the WWE if it was an actual person. No yeet. Impression over. What the heck is going on? WWE, why are you no yeeting Jey Uso? You have a Jey Uso golden opportunity and you have turned it into a Jey Uso problem. Is this Jey Uso problem an actual problem, or am I just like, I don't know, Jey Uso's fine. Let him just do whatever he wants to do. He's making money. That's all that matters. Well, I mean, that mindset. Do you think Stone Cold Steve Austin was like, I don't need championships. I'm selling t-shirts. That's my Stone Cold Steve Austin impression. This is a video of impressions, apparently. How is this guy still over? The crowds are going crazy for Jey Uso, and yet they do nothing with him. Triple H, you are a booking genius. You can long-term book like nobody else. You are great and phenomenal, and yet, I'm gonna say it, sometimes Triple H, you make some very questionable decisions. The handling of Chad Gable right now, I'm really trying hard to be patient, but like, I don't know what's going on with him, and that's an issue all by itself. And I too have a problem, a subscriber problem. I need 10,000 subscribers before I give away this undisputed belt or the two belts behind me. Once I get 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna pick a random comment below on any of my videos, and somebody is gonna get a belt free of charge, free shipping, free everything. Why am I doing this? Because I want to be a full-time YouTuber. I'm already got a couple videos that are blowing up, so I'm within striking distance. All I gotta do is get a couple more. So please comment below, get that engagement up, and subscribe so you can win a belt. But let's get back to our man, Yeet. What are we doing with this guy? Jey Uso has been over since WrestleMania 40. Yeah, I mean, he's been over before that, but his popularity had just completely skyrocketed, and you can see it in the crowds. Everybody just yeeting like crazy, and it's impressive that he survived WrestleMania 40, because that match with his brother, Jimmy Uso, that sucked. That was the worst match on the card. And that's saying something when the Final Testament had a match also. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso sucked, and he came out of it still the crowd behind him. And what has Jey Uso even done since WrestleMania? This guy, the number one, number two most merchandise seller in the entire company. I even bought a shirt at full price, and yes, I am wearing a Jey Uso shirt for a Jey Uso video, and I know that is the equivalent of wearing a band's shirt to go see the band live, and I don't understand why I'd want to wear anybody else's shirt to the band I was seeing live. Like, oh, I love this band so much, let me not show my love for them. Is that like cool? I guess it's cool. But no, I'm not cool then, because I'm wearing a Jey Uso shirt for a Jey Uso video. Sidebar, that is. But yeah, WWE, they've done nothing with this guy. They've literally done nothing with this guy. He sells more merchandise than almost everybody, time and time again. That's with almost no matches. He's won maybe like 3 matches. Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, and Ilya Dragunov. He lost to Gunther. He didn't win Money in the Bank, and that briefcase went to Drew McIntyre, who failed to cash in later in the night. Oh, well, Ken, that made the storyline so much better. No, it didn't. CM Punk could have cost Drew the Money in the Bank. Drew could have been climbing up to get the briefcase, and Punk could have just pushed the ladder. They didn't need to do that. There was many opportunities for Punk to cost Drew the Money in the Bank. Jey Uso could have 100% won that cash in. A briefcase with Yeet on it, that would have sold. That would have sold. Oh, but Ken, he just entered a feud with Braun Breaker. Give me a break. We know how that's gonna end. He wins his matches, he gets all the way to Braun Breaker, and then what? He loses. He chokes every time. Damian Priest, that's another one. He choked at Damian Priest. He is red freaking hot, and he chokes at Backlash. Oh, well, Ken, we couldn't let Damian Priest lose. No, we couldn't. Honestly, we couldn't. Just like we can't let Braun Breaker lose. But that puts Jey Uso in these situations in which he must lose. And that's not cool. Triple H, I know what you're doing. You actually revealed how you book in that WrestleMania YouTube episode, you know, the behind the curtain of WrestleMania 40. He treats booking like a GP GPS. He puts in the destination and he goes. There's going to be twists and there's going to be turns. There might be detours. You might make a wrong turn, but you're going to get there in the end. So that means he's pretty much dead set on the final outcome, and if some superstar gets super popular along the way, well, oh well, because we got to get to that final destination. And I think that is going to hurt Jey Uso because he got super popular along the way when Triple H is just trying to get to War Games. He wants the Usos to reunite so all of the original bloodline can reunite. That direction means that there are no mid-card titles or heavyweight titles around Jey Uso's waist because he has to get to War Games or WrestleMania to win the tag team belts with Jimmy Uso. And I think that's awesome and that's cool, but it's a wasted opportunity with Jey Uso. And that therein lies the Jey Uso problem, in that we're doing nothing with him until that happens. Jey Uso has proven to himself to be more than just the bloodline storyline. Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, those guys need the bloodline. They can only be within the bloodline, but Sami Zayn, he was able to get out of it. And so was a miracle. By a miracle, Jey Uso was able to come out. This forever tag team guy is now a single star. He could be a single star, but you gotta let him shine. I'm not saying let him be the World Heavyweight Champion, though I wish he was. I'm not saying let him be the Intercontinental Champion, although I wish he was, and I do kind of feel he should be, but I'm saying look at Punk and look at Drew. They have a super red hot feud going on that they don't need the title. That's all you gotta do with Jey Uso. Give him a feud. That's all you gotta do. You can eventually put him back into the bloodline storyline, but we need to showcase him and demonstrate him as a singles competitor. And don't tell me he's kind of in a feud with Judgment Day, because that, we don't want that at all. First off, Judgment Day is weak right now, super weak, because Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley mop the floor with them almost every single week. Plus, what is he now, the good guy Dominic Mysterio being linked with Rhea Ripley? Rhea Ripley, she's a huge star, right? Dominic Mysterio teaming up with Rhea, that was definitely a level up for Dominic Mysterio. But Jey Uso teaming up with Rhea Ripley, that is a downgrade for him. He's already pretty high on the mid-card. He doesn't need Rhea to elevate any further. He needs his own solo feuds to elevate himself. He doesn't need to be attached at the hip or in the shadow of anybody. And Damian Priest being his friend is not going to help him either. They're strapping a rocket ship to Damian Priest to the main event scene, and anybody alongside him is not going to go with him. Jey Uso, stay on your own. Get a feud on your own with somebody else. You gotta give him matches on PLEs. Why was he left off SummerSlam? Again, he's usually on the top 10 merchandise seller twice to 3 times. His merchandise is huge. His crowd reactions are huge. People love the guy. Oh, well, his moveset doesn't matter what his moveset is. He could make the Great Khali look like Lou Thez, but as long as he's over with the crowd, that's all that matters. Well, his mic skills, same thing. His mic skills, okay, they could use a little polishing, but A, doesn't matter. The crowd loves him. And B, how's he going to get that polishing skills if we don't ever give him the mic? If we don't ever give him a focus? He can't just go out there every week and say, hey guys, thank you for allowing me to break away from the bloodline. I really appreciate you. I'm going to do my best. No, he needs a Drew McIntyre to focus all his anger and hatred towards. He needs something. And you're like, well, he's got that in Braun Breaker. Yes and no. Okay, so now he's going to go after Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental title, just to lose. He should not be anywhere near these titles if we are not going to give it to him. And at this point, Gunther can't lose to Jey Uso, and neither can Braun Breaker. We need to establish them. But we shouldn't be putting Jey Uso in their path to establish them. Does that make sense? All we got to do, simple. all you gotta do is give him a feud that doesn't involve the bloodline or championship. Then everybody gets what they want. Triple H, you can have what you want. He can go on to War Games and give him a singles run. And don't come at me with, oh, well, I'm sure Jey Uso's fine. He's making a lot of money. All right, yeah, he's making a lot of money, but guess what? Guess what? You know, Chris Evans, the guy who plays Captain America in the MCU, he was making a lot of money. I'm sure Chris Evans is fine, but he wanted to branch out and do other things. And Jey Uso might want to branch out and do other things. He might want to have a solo feud with somebody that doesn't have Samoan DNA in them. You get what I'm saying? He might want to do other things. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. And if you want to talk money, if we don't give him something, eventually the crowd will waver, will start not yeeting as much. Just because he's doing super great right now doesn't mean he'll be doing super great in 6 months. If we do nothing with the guy, or if he continuously loses when he's put in these main events, then yeah, why would fans continue to clamor for Jey Uso? They'll eventually move on to someone else. And it almost happened with LA Knight, but they were able to reheat him. So not all is lost for Jey Uso. He has plenty of opportunity. The crowd still loves him. All we gotta do is actually do something. That's it. The Jey Uso problem is the easiest thing to solve. All you gotta do is do something. That's it. Give him something. Give him someone. Look at Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. People are actually digging that feud, and it's solely based on just who is better than the other. Give Jey Uso somebody to prove he's better than them. That's it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like the channel, and I'll see you later. Guys, girls, have a great day. Yeet.